What angle goes right here? 30. How did you get that? 180, right? This whole thing is 180, right? This is 0, 180. This whole thing's 180. Take that 150 away, and you're left with 30. So instead of finding sine and cosine of 150, we're going to find cosine of 30 and sine of 30. And these are going to give us our answers. What's cosine of 30? Radical 3 over 2. And sine of 30, 1/2. Okay. So radical 3 over 2 and 1/2. But we actually have a problem here. Why can this not actually be the answer? This is a regular xy quadrants. What's the deal in quadrant 2? If you plotted radical 3 over 2, say 0.8 comma a half, where is 0.8 a half? That's over 0.8 up a half. Is that, so what do we have to do to this? To get to this point on the circle, we actually have to go left, right? From 0, 0, left. So my x value is negative, right? So make sure you have to make your the x value negative, right? We're going left 0.866, up a half. Done. All right? So these negatives come into play, and they make this problem a little bit more difficult. All right, next one. Now we're going to go down to quadrant 3. Now this is the one that messes a lot of students up, right? So here's my angle. All right, a lot of students want to draw the triangle like this. But you have to think about the angle 240. What do you know about 240? All right, 240 is this, right, plus this. What's this piece right here that I'm highlighting? That's 180. So we need this extra little piece to get to that angle. What's this extra piece going to be? So we're going to take our 240 minus 180. Okay. What do you get? 60. A lot of students want 270, but if you draw it here, it's this angle. We don't care about this angle. We have 180 plus some. So it's this angle right in here that we need. So we're going to use 60. 240 minus that 180 that we know about. Right? So x equals cosine of 60. Y equals sine of 60. It's your 1/2 and your radical 3 over 2. 1/2 radical 3 over 2. But which quadrant are we in? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in quadrant 4. What are the signs if you were going to plot a point in quadrant 4? They're both negative, right? Think about this if this is confusing for you. Think about just graphing a point. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That point is -3, comma, -2. They're both negative in this quadrant. So we have to make both our fractions negative here. Okay? All right. Last one. The quadrant 4. All right. Again, we have to figure out what are we going to do for this? What do you think? Again, a lot of you guys want to throw 270 at me. It's not, though. It's actually, think about what we did in the past for this angle. We actually did this last Friday. This is our triangle, right? This is actually the angle. It's kind of the opposite of that last one. So what did we do on Friday? We took 360 minus 315 and got 45 degrees. So here we're going to use 45. So it's 360 minus. So theta equals cosine of 45. Y is sine of 45. What's your 45? Radical 2 over 2, radical 2 over 2. Now, if we're in quadrant 4 this time, what's negative in quadrant 4? Well, we're going over and down. We're going over and down, so the y value is negative. Okay? All right, there's two facts now that we have to go over, okay, to help you. First is, where is everything positive? So the acronym that's used is all students take calculus, right? The A stands for actually all, right? All are positive. All the trig ratios are positive in quadrant 1. Sine, remember sine is your y value. Sine is your y value. So in quadrant 2, is the y positive or negative? Positive. But x is negative. So sine is positive. Everything else is negative, right? Because in quadrant 2, it's minus comma plus. So your sine, the y value is positive, but the x value is negative. So sine is positive, everything else is negative. Okay. Quadrant 3, what do you think t stands for? Tan. Tan is your positive. Because when you plot, right, negative comma negative. But what's tan equal to? Sine over cosine. Tan is a negative divided by a negative.